Earthquakes are occurring all the time across the globe. Magnitude 7 and larger earthquakes, we see about 13 a year on average, more or less. And most of those no one notices because they occur in the ocean and no one feels the shaking from them. The earthquakes are occurring, especially these large earthquakes, primarily due to the interactions of tectonic plates. So as tectonic plates move next to each other, they stick and then eventually they'll slip. People want predictions in terms of this earthquake of this size is going to occur in this location at this time. And the science isn't there. Really, what we do is we look at where seismicity has occurred in the past and how frequently it occurs so we can get a general sense of areas that have the highest seismic hazard. If you feel shaking, the guidance depends on where you are in the world. So in the United States, we have very strict building codes. So we expect that our buildings will survive the shaking that they could be exposed to. And because of that, we have guidelines that say to drop, cover, and hold on. So that means drop to the ground, cover your head, and then hold on to whatever is covering you. In other parts of the world, there's different guidance because there might not be that expectation that the buildings will sustain that severe shaking. So there might be guidance to say leave a building if you start feeling shaking, but really you have to follow the local guidance for what you should do in an earthquake. We do know that aftershocks are expected, and typically they can be, one magnitude smaller on average than the main shock, but you see earthquakes, aftershocks that are about the same size as the main shock, or sometimes the main shock ends up being a foreshock to a bigger earthquake. There's secondary hazards that come from earthquakes too. So there can be landslides that are triggered, or fires, or if you live near the ocean, there can be tsunamis if it's an offshore earthquake. So, you really have to be cognizant of the specific hazards around you.